Welcome, guys and girls, to the Leftover Culture Review. Welcome to another super special episode. I guess it's not that special, but it is October and I wanted to check out a spooky horror game right here on the channel, which isn't even that spooky. But turns out, right, I've got one costume in my cupboard and I've got the perfect chance to wear it right now to check out one of my favorite Simpsons games, Bart's Nightmare. So this is classic Simpsons from 1992. Welcome to Bart's Nightmare. So the story starts off in a way that would send a chill down anyone's spine. It's Bart trying to do homework and he falls asleep. And the pages of his homework get blown out through the window. Now, if it was me, that homework could just rot in hell, but because it's a video game and we need some kind of story, it's up to Bart in his dreams to recollect the pages of homework, complete them, which every page has a few different mini games in it, and I guess the more pages you collect, the better your grade. Once you do manage to jump on a page of your homework, you get presented with two doors, each one a different mini game. Finish the mini games, collect the pages of homework. The more pages you collect, the better your score at the end of the game. So I don't know about all you weirdos out there, but for 99% of people, normal people like me, barely. Some of my favorite segments in The Simpsons were the Treehouse of Horror episodes. Like they took some of our favorite characters and just changed things up. They put them in these really outlandish situations. They made them do some really silly things. There was dismemberment, there was people coming back from the dead, there was, so many wild moments in those Treehouse of Horror episodes, and when I think of The Simpsons, I think really fondly about those episodes as well. And that's kind of exactly what Bart's Nightmare was doing. It was making a Treehouse of Horror episode focused around Bart's homework. So when you first start playing, it might feel like every time you walk through a different colored door, you get dropped into a different game. But there is actually some color coordination happening. If you head through that violet door, you end up in Bart's bloodstream, having to inflate viruses and germs to explode them. Head through the blue door, however, and you play as Bartman. Flying around Springfield, shooting things with your slingshot. You need to avoid hazards, defeat a whole bunch of mini bosses, and get past the toxic radiation clouds above the Springfield nuclear power station to take on Monty Burns himself. Through the orange door, we have Idaho Simpson, which obviously involves you jumping between a whole bunch of different platforms. But there's a real puzzle element, like you need to not jump on the blocks too many times. The lowest blocks will fall down, but if you jump on tall blocks, different heights will change around you. So you need to navigate your way from the left side of the screen all the way through to the right side of the screen, collecting these eggs while devils chase you. And look, it's just, for me, this one was really intense, especially that puzzle element. And sometimes you'd get to a point on that level where the whole row would just drop you. So you had to go back and jump on a few different blocks and try and change things up a little bit to create a pathway through. And like, none of these mini games are easy. They're all frustrating. So strap yourself in, because it's going to be like a long ride to master all these different types of mini games. And through the yellow door, we go head to head with Itchy and Scratchy. One thing I really liked about this level was that it has this Streets of Rage kind of vibe where you've got this 3D plane and you need to like take out enemies. but it also lets you explore the inside of the Simpsons house. I'm a massive fan of the different settings in the Simpsons, and so much of it brings me nostalgia. So it was fantastic to play through these mini games, especially Itchy and Scratchy, and getting to see these different parts of Springfield. So I really appreciated that part of, yeah, the Itchy and Scratchy minigame in particular. And finally, we have the green door where Bart turns into Bartzilla, and he has to stomp his way through Springfield, destroying everything in his path. The game feels a lot like Rampage at this point, where you are this massive creature destroying cities and just wreaking rampage against tanks and planes and fighter jets as well. So the more pages you collect, the better your grade will be at the end of the game. The better your grade, the more family members you impress. Good luck trying to impress Lisa. Unless you can get like an outstanding grade by the end of it, she's just gonna stand there with a sour look on her face, and it's I guess it's up to you to decide if you really want to play through this game enough times to get that incredible outstanding grade. For me, it was just getting to experience all the different mini games really brought back a sense of nostalgia, and there are still some really cool references to the show buried in here. So for any fans of The Simpsons video games, and I know there's not like a whole heap of you out there, The Simpsons video games have had this really rocky track record. So Bart's Nightmare came out at a time when we also got Bart vs. the Space Mutants. Like, this also came out in 1992, not exclusively on the Mega Drive. This thing was on so many different consoles, but in 1992, when this game was released, Bart's Nightmare, we also got Bart vs. the Space Mutants on the Mega Drive. Both games came out in 1992. This one, they're both developed by the same people, but this one just feels so much more rudimentary. Like, it's a platformer. It doesn't invite and engage you in with all the different characters that they had at their disposal. It's not quirky. It's not too different. It's just kind of like this generic platformer, and I think this does such a good job at capturing like the fun and the charm. Even though it's frustrating and I've wanted to hurl it out a window, it's still just a really unique way to experience the Simpsons characters. It was so good, in fact, they actually came up with a sequel called Virtual Bart. So Virtual Bart also came out on the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo. Again, it's a whole series of mini games, one after another, but I do kind of really enjoy the format. So yeah, the Simpsons games had a really good run. If you love the Simpsons as much as I do, as much as the rest of the population really, I also reviewed Virtual Springfield here on this channel. Now, Virtual Springfield is my all-time favorite Simpsons game. It's the one that I spent the most time playing, and it gives you like a chance to explore Springfield as it existed in the mid to late 90s. Like, the best time to be exploring Springfield, I guess. All the jokes are there, there's little references everywhere, and it's not really a game, it's like a virtual tour. But I think if you appreciate The Simpsons and you enjoy the cartoons, this game is basically like playing through an episode. So that's kind of it. That's the wrap up to this really super quick Halloween review on a game I've been meaning to check out for a really long time. It's fun, it's quirky, it's just a little bit, it's an interesting way to experience The Simpsons. And it's not, you know, your stock standard platformer. They actually did something really cool here, even though it is really frustrating. So if that's your cup of tea, check it out. And if it's not, then don't bother. But I really do appreciate you tuning in and checking out the channel. I just wanted to say, for anyone new to the channel, there are a whole bunch of Halloween reviews right here. I've been doing this for a while. I've reviewed a whole bunch of spooky, scary, and silly games just because I love talking about these games so much. So if you want a little bit more, please go and explore. For everyone who knows the channel, you return viewers, I just want to say a massive thank you for hanging out as long as you did, leaving all the nice comments, and just being on this journey with me. It does really mean a lot. And I'm going to finish by plugging the website. I'm trying to do some really cool stuff over there, uploading some more artwork, getting some more designs up. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, please head over to the leftoverculturereview.com to check out what's new there. Thank you so much. Stay safe this Halloween and tune in next time for some more leftover culture. Cheers.
Oh, you're so soft and lickable. Why, you little...